In this video, we're gonna see one of the best deals of Pawn Stars ever made, so stay tuned and watch full episode.
I want to sell a ring today. The mother of all Super Bowl rings. I'm looking to get anywhere from like 22 to 21,000 for the ring.
All right, where did you get this?
Well, I'm a broker, and a gentleman came in. Rookie Brian, he's a wide receiver, did a deal with me and never came back to get it.
This thing weighs a ton.
It's from Super Bowl 39s when they beat the Eagles.
Okay, do you mind if I take a good look at it?
Take your time.
Rick takes a closer look of it to check its authenticity.
I just really don't like this Jostens mark inside it. Jostens is the company that made a lot of the Super Bowl rings. No, I mean, this one looks hand engraved. This is precision machine engraving inside of it.
Rick is so concerned about its worth, so he asks for an offer.
This looks like it's in sloppy hand engraving. That has got me so concerned. So how much were you looking to get out of it?
I was in the mid to low 20s.
I'm gonna have to get somebody in here because it just doesn't look right.
Owner wants $25,000 for it, so Rick calls an expert for better advice.
Okay, I see we got Jostens, but it looks to be actually hand engraved rather than actually out of the machine. The diamonds, everything else looks to be legit. Just the markings on the bottom there. They put so much into this ring, gold, diamonds, and everything. It didn't fit inside Jostens' normal ring engrave. They actually had to have somebody laser engrave each and every ring, as you see here. It's cast in 14K, white gold. It's got 124 diamonds, and also it says 3 out of 4. They won 3 Super Bowls out of the last 4 years. Unfortunately, anytime you have a high-profile item, counterfeiters figure out creative ways to pass off fakes. So this ring is 100% legit, and it's pretty awesome.
So what do you think it's worth?
From about $30,000 to $35,000.
Thanks, man. You're the
you
best.
bet.
Expert estimates it's worth around $30,000 to $35,000. Then the negotiations started.
22,000.
18.
I go 21. I know you have a Patriots ring, but you don't have that Patriots ring.
I'll give you 20 grand.
Pass.
20 grand, $100 bills.
Why so low?
Have you seen the economy?
If you go 20, you go 21.
Just because I need a Super Bowl ring for every one of my fingers. Deal.
Deal.
All right.
And finally, the deal ends on $21,000. That was a good deal. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a man brings an 1890s Tiffany pocket watch to pawn shop.
I have an 1890s Tiffany pocket watch.
Okay.
In 18 karat gold.
Made out of gold. Gold's expensive. Really lightweight. You pick this thing up and you go, damn, that's a lot of gold.
Rick shares more valuable details about the item.
It looks like Patek Philippe because that's what Tiffany used back this time period. Incredibly heavy 18 karat gold case. It's not dinged up, scratched up, anything like that. That's hard to find. It's a great watch. Now there are some problems with it. There's nothing special about it. There's no up and down indicator, there's stopwatch, there's no heater, there's no moon phase, anything like that. The great thing is it's Tiffany. I mean, it's probably the most iconic brand, hands down. Basically, anything that says Tiffany on it is going to be really well made. Probably a 17 jewel movement. What the jewels do is the staff gears sits in between those. It's not metal against metal. It's metal against the sapphire. The sapphire is very hard. It's not going to wear down.
After a lot of discussion, Rick finally asks for an offer.
So what do you want to do with it?
I was looking for 10 to 12,000.
You got 4 grand here.
I can't go that low. I'd be willing to come down to 7,500.
4 grand is my top dollar.
5 and it's yours today.
No, that's not going to happen. Normally, pocket watches go like this for like 2,500 bucks. You have this massively heavy case, so I mean, you have all that intrinsic value of all the gold. 4 grand.
There's got to be a little bit more in there.
I'll go 42. That's it.
All right, I can do that.
All right, 4,200 bucks.
Thank you.
And finally, the deal ends on $4,200. That was a good deal. Let's move to the next deal. In this episode, a man brings a Kunzite to the pawn shop.
Got a family heirloom. Check that out. It's a Kunzite.
Sure it's just not a fancy piece of glass?
It's been in my family for generations and generations. That's all I know. I'm gonna get 15 grand out of Rick. I mean, it's gotta happen.
Rick asks owner to share more details about the item.
All right, do you know anything about it?
Yeah, I guess it's an evening stone or something.
Yeah, the reason they call it an evening stone is because Kunzite can actually fade in sunlight. Jewelry you're supposed to wear in the evening. I'm gonna have Jeff, my gemologist, check it out.
After some discussion, Rick brings these Kunzite to the experts to evaluate it's real or fake. Let's see what happened next.
Davey says this is Kunzite.
Let's do some tests. I was pretty excited because I don't always see Kunzite. All stones have clarity characteristics which can help identify them. If it's glass, most likely there's going to be air bubbles. And so what I can see in here are inclusions that tell me that this is natural.
The expert takes the closure look of the item and shares some shocking news about it.
But I won't know if it's a natural Kunzite until I do other tests. This is a refractive index machine, and it measures the way light goes through the stone. And as I can see through here, it has the right refractive index to be Kunzite. So yes, this is
A real Kunzite. How much money?
Owner asks how much money he will get. Let's see what expert says.
Something of this nature, with this size, I'd probably estimate $30 to $50 a carat.
Okay, how many carats does it weigh?
323.8 carats.
So we're talking at $30 a carat, right at $9,600, right in that neighborhood?
Yeah, ballpark.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
And finally, the negotiations started.
I feel it's worth 15 grand.
I'll give you $5,000. It's gonna sit for a long time.
15 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand. I'll go 10 G's.
No.
Please? Where are we gonna end? Meet in the middle? 7,500?
I'll give you $6,000.
7,500?
$6,000.
65? Come on, Rick. Be a little bit more reasonable.
All right, 65. All right.
And finally, the deal ends on the $6,500. That was a good deal. Let's move to the next deal. In this episode, a man brings a Rolex watch to the pawn shop.
It's Bernie Madoff's Rolex. He's the one that put together the Ponzi scheme and stole billions and billions of dollars.
You know everything there is to know about criminals.
I have the auction guide and the lot number 234, 18 karat vintage Rolex, the serial number, and 1936. I bought this at the U.S. Marshal Service auction.
How much did you pay for it?
Paid $32,000 for it.
Rick asks some questions to owner about the watch.
When I hear professionally restored, that means that you get a watchmaker and goes, let me replace that dial for you in those hands so this thing looks good, and replaces them with a dial that looks brand new, but it's worth a lot less money. This has all the original parts. I'll make an offer in a second. All right. And how much did you want for it?
$75,000.
Really? It's one of those things where it almost looks too good to be true.
Owner wants at least $7,500 for the watch. Then Rick shares some details about it.
Generally, on a watch this old, they don't stay this white and pristine. Beginning to think maybe some of the parts have been replaced. All right, it's all legitimate Rolex. Case is Rolex, the movement's Rolex, except for face and the hands. The face, I'm talking the dial. Dial on this watch is worth $5,000 or $10,000. The hands are actually worth a few $1,000s. The people who buy these kind of watches, they would rather have a messed up face as long as it's the original face.
After taking closer look of the item, Rick give a low-ball appraisal to the owner.
A dial in this shape was all original, $35,000. With a screwed up dial, $25,000. With a replaced dial, $15,000. I mean, with the replaced parts, I'd give like 10 grand for it.
Did you go like $40,000 on it?
Not gonna happen. Sorry.
Well, thank you very much.
And unfortunately, no deal was made. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a man brings 400-years-old pocket watch to the pawn shop.
Got a watch here I want to get rid of. $1,000. Let's talk some money. I know it's English made. Been told it's about 400 years old.
So have you ever taken this apart or anything like that?
I never did because I was afraid I might break some.
Rick takes a closer look of the item to check its authenticity.
Right here you see an anchor. The anchor says it's made in Birmingham, England. See this little T right here? That would be the date code for Birmingham, England. If you look right here, you'll see a lion. It tells me it's sterling silver, which is 92.5% silver, 1893.
That's a little
newer.
Yeah, not quite 400 years in it.
They don't go for a lot of money.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Rick gives a low-ball appraisal.
$100.
No. There's $100 worth of silver in there.
Probably like $20 worth of silver there. Remember, it's silver, it's not gold.
Can you do 500?
Nope.
2?
Nope, $100.
I can't do it for 100.
I'd give you like $120, but...
No, I can't. I just can't do it.
Okay, well, let me put it back together for you.
And unfortunately, no deal was made. Let's move to next deal.
Just found out about a guy who's got an Audemars Piguet, Royal Oak, Arnold Schwarzenegger, end of days watch. Hopefully I make a deal, and if it is, hasta la vista, baby.
Well, that's the right box. Definitely cool.
They came out with the Royal Oak, and that became the flagship watch of AP. To this day, if you want one of these, there's a waiting list.
Yep.
Rick takes a closer look of the watch and shares more details about it.
It's a very rugged watch. It's a great sports watch.
Got screws everywhere. It was a metal monstrosity is what they called it. Who cares about what the critics say?
I bought it from a friend a few years back, intrigued by the look of it. To be honest, I haven't worn it a lot. It was one of 500 were made for the End of Days movie.
I mean, everything is right. I mean, like the screws are right, the face are right, the hands are right. The value of its brand has gone up tremendously.
Rick asks for an offer.
I'd like to buy it off you for a reasonable price. How much you want for it?
Something in the 40,000 range.
And I was thinking like $30,000.
Come to something maybe in the middle there somewhere, like
31?
What about 33?
32?
5? Split the difference.
32.5, you got it, Jim.
Okay.
And if you get any more pieces like this, as Arnold would say, I'll be back.
That was a good deal. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a seller brings Cardinal Ring to pawn shop.
I have a Cardinals ring I'd like to sell you.
Baseball or football?
Neither. This kind.
Oh, this kind?
That's right. I recently acquired it from a friend of mine. My bottom dollar is $6,300.
You know what the center stone is?
It's a garnet, I believe.
It could be a garnet, yeah. This is supposedly from a cardinal?
It's from the 19th century, and we know that because of the jeweler, a gentleman by the name of Fromont Marie.
Fromont Maurice is a big name in jewelry. If this was manufactured by them, it's worth a lot more money.
Rick looks interested in it and asks for an offer.
So how much do you want for it?
For the ring itself, I'd love to get $6,000.
I have to verify that it's actually a cardinal's ring.
Rick calls an expert for better advice.
So one of the things that you want to find is some sign of the church. This is how we're going to recognize your office. The Pope presents you with a ring. In the 19th century, any ring coming from the Pope would have most likely the crossed keys of St. Peter's on it. Unfortunately, there is no other symbology of the Pope on this ring. It is probably not a ring of office.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
Alrighty.
It's really disappointing that the Pope's mark is not on this thing.
Rick again brings this item under re-authentication under the microscope.
Before I make an offer, I want to go test the stones, look at them underneath a microscope.
This is a Hessonite Groschlerite garnet.
It's a garnet.
Yes, orange garnet. They have different varieties.
All right, it's a garnet. Those are emeralds.
Okay.
$1,500.
I won't do $1,500.
The best I can do is $2,000, period. The other problem with this ring is a big problem on a ring. It's unsizable. $2,000, I'm not going to go a penny more.
You got a deal.
Apparently, you're blessed.
And finally, the deal ends on $2,000. That was a good deal. Let's move to next deal.
1912 Naval Observatory pocket watch, made by Longines. My dad said he wanted it in a poker game.
Corey takes a closer look of the watch and shares more details about it.
Longines have the oldest registered trademark of a watch logo in the world. The Navy, time of day, really important.
Sure.
They're responsible for the positioning, navigation, and timing for the whole U.S. military. They built the timing mechanism for gymnastics in 1912. You see the 800 right there? 0.8000?
Yes.
That means this watch is 80% silver. Would make sense for it being a Navy watch because silver doesn't really rust.
Really, I don't know too much about it other than it's never been mounted, never been refinished, polished.
Corey asks for an offer.
How much are you looking to get out of it?
$5,000.
We're a little high. I'd offer you $2,500 for it.
I could do $3,500.
Time goes on, this name is getting more and more forgotten. I'll go $3,000 on it. That's the best I can do. 3 grand? Yeah. All right, deal.
And finally, the deal ends on $3,000. That was a good deal. Let's move to next deal.
I have here an Egyptian scarab ring, and I'd like to know if this is the real thing or not.
Okay. It's a scarab. Way back in Egypt, everybody had one. It looks like an old scarab, but the question is it really 3,000 years old?
Oh, that is the card from the guy that sold it over in Egypt.
Rick asks for an offer.
And how much would that be for?
I would like $15,000.
Do you mind if I have someone look at it?
Oh, that would be great.
Rick calls an expert to authenticate this item.
The Egyptians put the scarab on rings, they put it on necklaces, and even on the entryways to the Egyptian temples. That's how important of a symbol the scarab was.
Expert takes a closer look of the item and shares some more details about it.
Can you see the rope work on there? That sort of gold work is very indicative of like turn of the century. Now the second thing you have to look at so that maybe you guys can see as well, right there is a sun, a rake, and a scarab. And that says to me 18th dynasty. And King Tut came from this dynasty.
So is it real?
Rick asks is this item is real or not and asks expert to evaluate its worth.
So this is probably a real scarab, though.
I think that is a real scarab. It looks 3,000 years old.
Okay, so what do you think it's worth?
$250.
So $250 plus like $200 in gold.
So you're looking at right around $450 to $500.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
Thank you very much.
And the negotiations started.
I would give you right around $350 for it.
$500.
No.
$375.
I'll tell you what, I will give you $360.
All right, I'll take it.
We got a deal then.
We got a deal.
And finally, the deal ends on $360. Let's move to next deal. In this episode, a man brings a meteorite to the pawn shop.
I have something here that is out of this world. A meteorite.
What's it made out of?
Nickel, iron, and just ordinary chondritic stone. And it's from material melting off of it as it comes into the atmosphere. It's only been on the ground for maybe 3 to 5 months. And the fact that it's still rusted shows that the patina hasn't worn off yet.
I mean, it's not of this earth.
Yeah, it traveled billions of miles to land here and in your hand.
Rick asks for an offer.
How much did you want for it?
I'd like to get $4,700.
I want someone to look at it. He'll do whatever he does. He'll be able to tell me it's a meteorite right here.
Rick calls an expert for better advice.
I mean, is it a meteorite?
So tell me a little more about how you found this.
Well, this was found on a dry lake in Southern California. I hit it with my magnet.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. You saw how that danced on there? Strong attraction. What you're looking for is whether it has these round grains of metal. It also has these round spheres of silicates.
So it's a meteorite?
That rock is older than this planet. Chris, tell me about where the other piece of this is.
The other piece is actually at UCLA right now.
Rick asked expert to evaluate its worth.
What do you think it's worth?
This is a graded cataloged meteorite, a $4,000 meteorite.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Expert evaluates its worth around $4,000. Then the negotiations started.
I'll give you $1,800.
Could you do $2,250?
I have to resell this.
Right.
Okay? Can we take $2,000 for it?
No, I can't go that low.
I mean,
It'll look beautiful in here under the light.
I'll give you 21. I'm not gonna. I won't give you a dime more.
$2,100 sounds fair.
Okay, deal, man.
Thank you very much.
And finally, the deal ends on $2,100. That's for today. See you soon in next video. Till then, watch these two amazing Pawn Stars video.